Good day, PE4 students. This is the second episode of our subject, PE4 Fundamentals of Marksmanship. In this episode, we'll be learning how bullet works and the key components and types of firearm and including ammunitions. First, we will define what is bullet. Bullet is a small metal projectile designed to be fired from a firearm. It is a key component of firearm ammunition, typically made of materials like copper, lead, steel, or even polymer, and comes in various shapes and sizes depending on its intended use. On screen are the examples, and photos of bullets, as you can see in the screen. Understanding the bullet, the term bullet originates from the French word bully, meaning small ball, while often used colloquially to refer to the entire cartridge. A bullet is only one component of a cartridge, which also includes the case, propellant, and primer. Bullet types and applications. There are numerous types of bullets, each designed for specific purposes. Number one is so-called the full metal jacket or the FMJ. FMJ, a lead core encased in a metal jacket, typically copper alloy. FMJs are often used for target shooting and military purposes due to their durability and consistent penetration. Number two is the jacket hollow point or the GHP. GHP, a lead core with a hollow cavity in the tip, often covered by a metal jacket. GHPs are designed to expand upon impact, increasing their stopping power and reducing penetration. Number three is the plastic tip bullet, a hollow point bullet with a hard plastic tip designed for increased range and accuracy. The plastic tip drives into the hollow point upon impact, causing the bullet to expand, which increases lethality. These bullets are typically designed for rifles and single-shot handguns, improving aerodynamics for longer, more accurate flights. Some companies also produce such bullets for semi-automatic pistols to improve ammunition feeding and prevent jumps. Number 4 is the solid copper bullet. A solid copper bullet is a bullet made entirely of copper, often with a hollow point for expansion. These bullets are environmentally friendly and popular for hunting. And number 5 is so-called frangible bullet, a bullet designed to break into multiple pieces upon impact, reducing penetration and minimizing damage to objects behind the target. Okay, so those are the numerous types of bullets. How about ammunition? What are their key differences? Okay, the term ammunition and bullet are often used interchangeably, leading to confusion. However, they represent distinct concepts within the realm of firearms and weaponry. Ammunition, this is a broader term encompassing all the components necessary for a single firing of a weapon. This includes the projectile or the bullet, no? The propellant or the gunpowder, the primer or the igniter, and often a casing to hold everything together, Ammunition can also include more complex items like artillery shells, bombs, missiles, and grenades, all of which contain explosives and are designed to deliver a destructive. For artillery, ammunition can be fixed, semi-fixed, or separate loading depending on how the components are assembled. Okay, bullets. This refers specifically to the projectile itself. The metal object fired from the gun barrel is just a component of a complete round of ammunition. Bullets are made of various materials like lead, copper, steel, etc., and come in different shapes and sizes depending on their intended use. For hunting, target practice, military applications, bullets do not usually contain explosives. Take note that one. They inflict damage through kinetic energy upon impact. In short, a bullet is a part of a round of ammunition. Ammunition is the complete package now ready to be fired, while a bullet is only the projectile within that package. The term ammunition also extends beyond small arms to include a much wider range of explosive weaponry. So that is the difference between ammunition and a bullet. Don't use it interchangeably so that you will not be confused. It's just a matter of the correct terminology being used. Next is how bullet works. Bullet is typically made of lead or lead alloy designed to be aerodynamic and penetrate target. The projectile here is the bullet itself. The bullet contains several components working together to make it function. Next is we have the casing, no, which houses the bullet. It is usually made of brass or steel and serve as a container of the other components. The cartridge case, no, the cartridge case or casing, no, yan ang example ng mga casing or the cartridge case. Also provides the seal in order to prevent gas leakage. Now, let's talk about the propellant. Propellant is the chemical mixture, commonly gunpowder, located inside the casing. And when ignited, it rapidly burns, producing high pressure gas that propel the bullet out of the firearm. When the trigger is pulled in its gauge, there is a series of action. The firing pin strikes the primer, which is small explosive located in the base of the casing. The primer ignites, creating a spark that sets off the propellant. As the propellant earns high pressure, gases rapidly build up behind the bullet, forcing it down the gun barrels. Once the pressure reaches to its speed, the bullet is propelled forward, exiting the barrel in high velocity. Okay, so that's how bullet works. Next is we'll discuss the key components of a firearm. Number one is the barrel. No, one of the components of a firearm is barrel. The barrel is the primary component of a firearm, responsible for guiding the projectile or the bullet, no, along its trajectory. It is typically a hollow tube with a smooth or rifled interior. Is number two is the action. The action is the mechanism that loads, fires, and ejects the projectile. It can be manual or automatic depending on the design of the firearm. Number three is the firing mechanism. The firing mechanism is responsible for igniting the propellant charge and initiating the explosion. This typically involves a hammer, trigger, and a firing pin. Next, number four is the projectile. The projectile is the object that is launched by the firearm. It can be a bullet, shot, or other type of ammunition. So nabanggit na natin to kanina, no need to expound pa, no? So that is projectile. And number 5 is the propellant. The propellant is the explosive material that provides the energy to launch the projectile. It is typically a powder that burns rapidly and generates a high volume of gas. The same, no? Nabanggit na natin to kanina, and you know already what is propellant. Next is we will discuss the types of firearms. Firearms can be classified into various categories based on their design, function, and intended use. Some common types include handguns. These are firearms. No? Handguns are firearms designed to be held and fired with one hand. Example includes pistol, revolvers, and derringers. Next, next is the rifles. No, rifles are firearms with a long barrel that is typically rifle. No, meaning it has spiral grooves that impart spin to the projectile, improving accuracy. Next is the shotguns. Shotguns are firearms that fire multiple small pellets, known as shot, in a single shot. No, they are commonly used for hunting and target shooting. Then next is the machine guns. No, machine guns are firearms that fire multiple rounds of ammunition. No, as you can see in the screen, no, there's a lot of ammunition being attached to that machine gun. No, they are typically used for military and law enforcement purposes. And the last but not the least types of firearms is the artillery. No, artillery refers to large caliber firearms designed for long range bombardment. No, they are typically mounted on vehicles or platforms, as you can see uh, in the screen. So those are the topics related to our subject matter, which is the fundamentals of marksmanship. It is very important that as a criminology student, before knowing all the fundamentals of marksmanship, you will also familiarize and learn the topics that being discussed earlier. Because I believe some of you are curious and cannot relate it very well what we are discussing for. But somehow, by introducing these topics, you will gain knowledge and learn something which is useful for your career as a criminology student. Now, you know already the difference between a bullet and ammunition, its functions, as well as the components and types of firearm. For your research assignment, you're going to research the following: parts of Beretta 9mm with photos, parts of Glock 9mm with photos, parts of .25 caliber pistol with photos, and the parts of M16 rifle with photos. This is good for 5 pages, including your references. So this is the end of my lecture. Thank you for listening and good day.